34 years old tonight. We'll see if that experience plays a factor.
Straight right hand down the pipe from Campos. Nice shot.
Strong double leg attempt right there from Jeremiah Humphrey. Switches to the body lock, circles to the back, up against the fence.
He needs to bring that left hand all the way through to get the underhook on the far side. Campos does, if he wants to get out. And then Gilbert's telling him that right now. I could be a crystal ball, guys.
Just a little bit there, D8.
Good knee to the body there.
One of Campos' main training partners for this camp is one of our former stars in the amateur ranks, now lighting it up on the pro scene in the Fury ranks, Elijah Swift-Smith.
Both guys looking very calm and relaxed in this.
Good timing on that shot and good defense.
Good knee to the body right there from Campos off of the fence, but that allowed Jeremiah Humphrey to rotate to try to run that single leg. He's back up top. Jeremiah Humphrey's doing a great job right now of winning the head position battle.
Yeah, and that's the key on the cage and really in any grappling situation is if you're winning that
strong left hand off of the break.
If you're winning the head position, you're gonna win the exchanges.
And honestly, you love to see this from Humphreys coming off his last fight against Tarpley. It was a wrestling match, and you could tell that he's went back and he has worked on his wrestling. He looks a lot better on the cage control, on his shots. Looking a lot smoother.
Certainly, and to be fair, you know, a kid who's as big, strong, and explosive as Jeremiah, one of the things that he's continued to work on too as well is being able to manage that output.
Yeah.
We've also seen him in the Colorado Combat Club cage fight in Muay Thai. He fought in a Muay Thai bout for us last December at up in Greeley at the Island Grove. Now, one thing that I'm not necessarily a fan of is he's keeping his hand on the mat a little bit too often, especially with Justin Campos trying to be active with his hips. Justin walks, almost gets that triangle right there, but strong dump off to the side by Jeremiah Humphrey.
Dude, Humphreys is an athlete, dude.
But Campos still looks good, yeah.
Start of the second round here. Got a little blood on Campos' knee, I see. Humphreys come out with a teep to the body. That's a good shot to the lead leg by Humphreys. Campos did a nice job as Humphreys was lifting him up. He is doing it again, wrapping his ankle around Humphreys' ankle, stopping that lift.
And that's some of that veteran savviness, right?
Yeah.
Just to understand where his body's at, where the positioning is working from. both of these guys are strong. You can tell just by one, the musculature to him, but in a couple of these positions, hey, Jeremiah Humphrey, we've seen him take a few guys for a ride, and Campos has been able to stuff that so far, so I think that does have to speak also to his strength and conditioning.
I've seen a few flights from Humphreys Airlines. And just like earlier in the matchup we had earlier here, Kurtzy, there is a decent age gap here. I believe it's 12 years age gap here. Campos, the older man, hanging in there with the young guys.
Well, one thing that I'm impressed so far, though, from Jeremiah Humphrey is I think that we're finally starting to see him settle into a little bit more of what his actual game is, right? First couple of fights for most guys, we see, maybe you try some different styles, some different approaches just to kind of fit, especially when you're as athletic as he is. Let's figure out what might work for us. And then now that he's into his 6th MMA fight and has the kickboxing bouts as well and has competed in some grappling tournaments, I think we're starting to see him figure out where he is able to work well.
Yeah, and that's crucial to your development of your game of fighting MMA.
In his last bout, he wrestled a world-level Greco guy, or he fought a world-level Greco wrestler. So I think that probably added a little bit of confidence to his wrestling arsenal. And said, hey, like if I was able to go out and find some success against a guy who has the pedigree and the resume like Nick Tarpley does, then you know what? I might be able to do this a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Campos is putting himself in good position here on the cage. He's just not reversing the position. He's not pushing, pulling. He's just kind of keeping the underhook. He needs to jack that underhook up and get off the cage. In these short rounds, if you spend a minute and a half on the cage, there's a good chance you're losing the round.
And we're right already at short time. Hands are locked. Takedown at the end of the round.
Nice takedown to finish the round. Campos shaking it off, saying, nah, it didn't happen.
I've done that one before. That didn't happen when it did. It did happen.
Hey, Kurtzy, would you compare Humphrey's quads a little bit bigger than Cody's?
Those are tree trunks, my friend.
Those are tree trunks over there.
You're being disrespectful now. And, much respect to Humphreys. I'm a big boy, baby.
Operation Make Cody Jack to get us in full effect, folks.
That's right.
But in all seriousness, yes, Cody is a very large, muscled-up guy, but that goes to speak, just for the comparison's sake, at how just athletically built Jeremiah Humphrey is. This kid's a physical
As a lightweight, yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast, and he's only 22 years old. He hasn't even got his man body yet. Just wait. Just wait. He's going to be a problem.
Justin Campos playing to the crowd a little bit. If you're Justin Campos, I feel like you have to go for broke in this third and final frame. Hey, strong high kick right there. The kneecap did look like it was what touched.
Yeah, this is a very different strategy coming out from Humphreys. He's tried to push the action with the wrestling the entire fight.
I wonder if it's because in the very first round he got clipped hard with a hard right hand, and then just in this round gets clipped with a high kick. He's like, okay, I can go. I know I have a clear path to victory. I'm not going to get damaged, and he's finding that. That's evolution. That's fight IQ, right? He's going the path of least resistance. Whereas before, maybe he's like, oh, you want to hit me hard? I'll hit you hard. And that's the growth. That's
huge to check your ego when you're in the cage, like in the battle. If you're able to check your ego and understand where your path of victory is, that's smart. It's very good.
And he's with the right group of guys to continue to round out his game. But right now, he's still with a very live dog.
And up and down, Humphreys Airlines.
Campos makes his way back up to the feet. Needs to get that left arm inside. Campos is hand fighting Humphrey right now up against the fence.
Josh wore his white shirt, hoping to get a little tie-dye action.
Let's get some tie-dye blood.
We could potentially look to see Jeremiah Jeremiah Humphrey change levels and go for that ankle pick.
Humphrey's just smiling at me. He's having a fun time.
Referee
He's
Bobby
having a
Walker
good time.
is warning them to work.
Knee turn. Knee turn. Stop. Thank you. Justin, go. Justin, go.
Coach Gilbert Smith is saying that Justin has to go right now. Hey, he came out throwing bombs right away, but a well-timed level change on the takedown from Jeremiah Humphrey.
It's a couple shots to the back of the head there.
I will say those shots to the back of the head were way closer to the back of the head than our previous fight.
Oh, absolutely. Those were actually back of the head shots right there, or at least close to being back of the head.
And listen, Oscar Martinez is a great ref. I don't want to throw him under the bus. He was seeing a different angle than we were seeing. But I'm just letting you guys know we have replay here. We saw the replay, not back of the head.
And Colorado is a non-replay state as far as amateur goes. Pros can, just not amateurs. Justin Campos not happy with how that fight went.
Justin
Giving
Campos
thumbs
wants
down
to do
the crowd.
kickboxing, I think. I think Justin Campos thought he signed up for a kickboxing fight.
Mixed martial arts. It's the name of the game.
Hey, you know what? He did have a couple of bright moments in the fight, to give him credit where credit is due. That high kick as well as that hook in the first round. They're just, you know, in some of those sequences, as we've spoken to all night in elimination fights where you only have 3 rounds, if someone is able to secure position on you, if you're unable to get out of that position fairly quickly, it just works so much against you in these instances.
And hey, just like Humphreys did from his last fight, he took the lesson, he went back to the grind, he figured out what he needed to do, and that's what Campos can do from this lesson right here. He can go back, figure out where he made his mistakes, get better, and come back. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, hey, and Campos trains with a great crew down there at Victory MMA in Colorado Springs. Victory, Coach Gilbert Smith has built them up to be one of the stalwart staples of MMA in Southern Colorado on this front range. They have, like we say, one of his former training partners in Elijah Smith, who was a champion with us. Multiple events all the way up and down the ranks for Victory MMA, and nothing but love and respect for that camp. Also, the great Dave McIntosh out there. I know that he's out there watching.
Shout out, Dave.
Your judges have reached a unanimous decision. All 3 judges scored the bout the same.